And coming to you, not live, from quarantine.
Pre-recorded from quarantine.
Pre-recorded from quarantine before we all died. Welcome to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.
Woo!
I am Kyle Ruff with you again, joined by Jared Morrow.
Hello.
And special quarantine guest, the lovely, the wonderful, sweet Sarah Jane. Say hello.
Hi, y'all. I feel like I should say y'all because, you know, Sweet Sarah Jane really accentuates the semi-southernness that is myself.
Your name.
Yes.
That's a pretty southern first name.
I know. I don't have a southern accent, but I have a southern name, and I say y'all.
I feel like North Carolina is the semi-south.
Absolutely not. It is the South.
But what about things that are more south than that?
Yeah, that's the deep South.
Yeah.
Oh.
North Carolina is like the South / the colonial South. Definitely south of the Mason-Dixon line. Definitely history of racism and delicious food and girls in shorts.
I like how those went hand in hand.
Land of racism and delicious food. And
That's
hookworm.
the South. And ticks that make you allergic to meat.
To red meat? Yeah, that's terrifying shit. What do they call that?
I don't know.
I can't remember the name.
Terrifying shit.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
Red meat disease.
Meat or ain't meat.
Ain't meat.
That's what they serve you in prison.
Right.
Anyway, so if you can tell, we're really bored.
Really fucking bored.
So it's been the three of us. Sweet Sarah Jane is in grad school at the University of Michigan. Go Blue.
Go Blue.
And before, well before we all got shut down here in Steamboat, she got shut down and was like, well, now I have to work online, so I guess I'll just go where there's mountains and sunshine. So she came out here.
And theoretical skiing.
And yeah,
Theoretically.
hypothetical skiing. And right before you got here, really, basically all of Steamboat Springs shut down.
Yeah.
So this was the last podcast we recorded with our friends Corey and Andrew and Bridget.
I listened to that one while driving through Kansas or maybe eastern Colorado. It's the same
Same
fucking
state.
thing.
Yeah.
Yep. We put that out, though. That was the day after, no, the day of that the mountain closed.
That's
That's when
Saturday.
we recorded it. It was a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because we
got
had,
the news on Saturday.
yeah, because I worked Saturday night, and it was our surprise last night of the season.
Yeah.
And then it was that next day, Sunday, we recorded a podcast where the guys took off. But since then, all of this town has basically been 86'd, to use restaurant terminology, which means it's done. It's gone. Doesn't exist. And so we've all been hanging out, being unemployed and such.
Yup.
We actually were supposed to work a couple more days, me and our other roommate, Derek, shout out Derek, who works with me at my job at Ragnar's. Derek had to go like a jerk, serve food to some infected Australians at his other job, and they sent him an email that was like, you need to stay home. And then we asked the resort, do we need to stay home? And they said yes. And ever since then, we've been locked away.
Yeah. You know, remember that movie Indian in the Cupboard? We're the Indian.
Yeah.
And there's a big fat padlock on that bitch.
Okay. We've left for a couple of really exciting trips to City Market.
Yeah. I mean, that was out of necessity.
That's true.
The
That was
grocery
also-
store becomes really fun when there's nothing else open.
When it's the only thing to do, it's like an amusement park.
Yeah.
It's like the mall for 12-year-olds, but now we're all in our 20s/30s and hanging out at the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was hanging out at Starbucks the other day. It fucking sucked. Sorry, the Starbucks kiosk.
I was going to say, Starbucks is closed.
Wait, is it?
Oh, I guess
don't think
drive-thru
so.
is open.
Yeah, because they do serve food and coffee,
Yes.
not just coffee.
We have been trying to go out. The restaurants in this town are obviously all shut down to go in, but a lot of them are still open for takeout. So we've been trying to help the economy and have been getting pizza and beer from Mountain Tap. Shout out to Mountain Tap and a few
Sup?
other places.
Bought some coffee beans from Big Iron. Shout out to Big Iron.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Taco Bell. Sup, Taco Bell. By the way, Taco Bell needs to read my fucking tweet. my quarantine thought of the day I had like 4 days ago, which I keep spelling quarantine wrong. Keep spelling it with an E, not an A. But dude, the Bell and Breakfast.
Oh yeah, we were
That's-
talking about that.
I'm sorry, I think that's a genius idea. You have a really shittily Mexican themed house, and you serve Taco Bell breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you bring back the fourth meal. You guys remember the fourth meal?
Oh, I remember the fourth meal.
Definitely bring back. Do you remember that?
I mean,
It
It was like their marketing strategy for staying home late or staying up late. It was like, yeah, come in at 12. We're open till 2 in the morning now. Fourth meal.
fourth meal
Mhm.
was a thing at my college, but as Kyle might remember, I had never had Taco Bell until my
until-
first season in Steamboat.
That's
It was
right.
a glorious day.
I knew that because
Yeah.
I think I was there right after the first time you had Taco Bell
Mhm.
because we did live together at that time.
Yep. Did you see me under the table after UNC lost to Duke? I was underneath the table,
Being sad.
being sad.
I feel like I do. I just don't remember.
I wish I could say I was hammered. I was not.
Sober
I had
as a
just
bird.
had a beer and some Taco Bell and was
Just hammered with sadness
Yeah.
and points from Duke.
yep. But
Fair enough.
Bell and Breakfast, I like the idea.
I think it could really take off. And
I'd
then
open a Bell and Breakfast.
KFC could do like, a little plantation
What?
style. Like they have like the KFC bed and breakfast, and it's like a plantation instead of a Mexican style house.
I want to briefly interject here to also add in my racism and good food. North Carolina also has homophobia and good food in the form of ChickfilA, which is the superior chicken establishment to KFC. Just throwing that out there.
Whoa. Hold the phone.
That's
here.
what everyone says.
It's the greatest.
I fucking hate Chick-fil-A.
Okay,
Really?
you need to leave now.
I signed the lease.
Well, you can actually stay because there's no Chick-fil-A here.
And also, I think the town might arrest me if I leave.
They haven't actually said how they're enforcing the stay-at-home law. They've
That is
just said
true.
it's law.
There
That
is a
is
lot
true.
of these things that's kind of like you need to stay home, and it's kind of like,
Yeah, okay.
or what?
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna shoot me if I
It's like
go for a walk?
it's like if the principal gave you a detention on the last day of school, you're like, okay.
Right.
See you in September.
Also,
If the principal had guns.
outdoor activities are encouraged, which is why
Yes.
this town is a ghost town, except on the core trail, where it's like a super highway of people like jogging and scootering and running and biking.
Did you see that article in the paper?
No.
There's like an article about how everyone's like self-quarantining and enforcing all the rules except for on the core trail
Yeah.
because it's so packed.
Yep.
Well, there's nothing else to do. I mean, I've been going to the basketball court, and I'm pretty much the only one there, which is kind of nice.
Down at Howson?
Mhm.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you were going to the ponds. Like an idiot. I was like, why the fuck would you drive across
No,
town?
that's a cesspool, a cess pond.
I ran to the ponds today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then back.
I can't run that far.
I can't even walk that far.
That's
I-
not true. Do you remember when we tried to climb Mount Cleveland?
That's true.
I
I've
can't
walked
walk
pretty
that far right now.
I bet you could if someone were chasing
Chasing
after
you.
you with a tiger.
If
We're
Jared
getting
saw
into
a
that already.
tiger-
I was looking for a good segue.
That's a good
That was
segue.
good one.
We've all been very enamored with the new Netflix documentary, Tiger King.
I'm sure everyone has because it's all over Facebook.
It is sweeping the nation,
Oh
the
my
quarantine
God.
nation.
I would say when we were talking about or watching Tiger King is the longest chunks of time where we are not thinking or talking about quarantine. So I thank you, Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
Hashtag free Joe Exotic.
Yes, definitely.
He's the best.
If you haven't seen it, watch it. You'll understand why that hashtag's a thing. If you've seen it, you understand.
It's just the best. Should we just talk about it and just give like spoiler alerts? Spoiler.
I would
I would-
maybe lightly.
You want to skim over it? Carol Baskin's a fucking murderer.
Yeah, all you have to know walking into this is Carol killed her husband for sure.
Carol's a psycho,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Allegedly, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
her and OJ both totally innocent.
yeah. That was both in the 90s.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Essentially, it's this dude who had a private zoo in Oklahoma, and fucking loves tigers, and that's like mostly what was at the zoo, and like bears and
Well, it's just it's generally a big look at the kind of not known secret world of people who own and operate like private zoos in America, specifically ones that have big cats like
Whoa.
tigers and lions.
And they informed us that apparently they don't really know the exact number, but somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 tigers are in
the U.S.
In private ownership.
And there's only 4,000 in the wild for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So there are more tigers in America than there are in all of the world combined, or at least in all of the wild combined.
Yeah.
That's so fucking
It's
nuts.
insane. Well, just this guy, Joe Exotic, had 227 of them himself.
Yeah. Was that the max number that he says?
That's the biggest number I remember.
Yeah.
But he was breeding them all over the place, too, and shit.
Yeah, well, it seems like all those guys were.
Yeah. Well, that's when they're most valuable, is when they're cubs, because
Right.
people like to play with them when they're babies and they won't kill you.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, because it was like after 6 months old or something like that, or maybe a year. It's like, don't put these things with fucking
I think
humans.
it was like
Right.
12 weeks where they were saying you really don't want them.
Okay. Yeah, I know that. Like, it showed a graph.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And it was like the last giant, like 90% of their life, they're way too dangerous.
Yeah. Like there's actually only a little part that was green. I don't know if you
Yeah.
noticed that.
Yeah.
There's only that small little piece that was green.
It was like the first like month.
No, actually, it wasn't, because when they're really little, like, it seemed like they didn't want.
They're too little.
Yeah, like when I know there's one scene where it shows Joe with like 2 like fresh fucking born
Yeah.
cats.
He was like, this one was born yesterday. Oh
Yeah.
my God. That's what he sounds like,
And
too.
even he was just like, oh my God, these things are so small. Like even
Yeah.
if he's surprised that they're small, they're fucking tiny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I feel like it was between a month and like, yeah, the second, third month, like they were alive.
What I think is like one of the most interesting parts of this show is the way they really kind of bring to light how similar these private tiger owners are with the people who are supposedly trying to like fight the private tiger owners.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that the supposed like tiger rescue places are really the same, except that they're not breeding them, but the whole kind of like enterprise is like essentially identical, and it's
Oh,
just this
yeah.
really
Oh yeah, it's a real the main crux of the story is there's this guy Joe Exotic who owns his own zoo and is hilarious and ridiculous, but that's a whole other thing. But there's this woman named Carol Baskin who is a bitch, but she basically has this foundation about rescuing tigers. She's like tigers should be in the wild and this and that, and you shouldn't have private tigers. She's like, okay, that's fine. But what she does is she gets the government to raid these people's houses and then take their tigers, and then she takes them and puts them on her own private shitty zoo and then charges people to see them.
Yeah.
So it's like just the peak of hypocrisy. And not only that, but like her zoo compared to like the private zoos that the other guys have sucks.
So bullshit.
It was fucking horseshit. The only difference is that she doesn't like, you don't get to like play with them or like touch them or feed them and stuff. You basically just get to look at
It's
them.
like an actual zoo where like you just walk through and look at shit.
Yeah. But she's just got a bunch of them, and she just keeps them there until they die. That's just like her thing.
Yeah. Which like I get it. I get the idea of like behind the rescue. That's fine, but don't sit there and shit on people for their
Right.
private zoo when you're making more money than they are doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah, and not only that, but they seem to actually give a shit more than you do. you
Yeah.
know? Just
Well,
because you're self-righteous doesn't mean that you actually care about the animals more.
Well, I think it's like there's that one woman who worked for Joe Exotic who says at the end, and this doesn't give anything away, but she says at the end, like, nobody wins here. And the real thing
Yeah.
is that she's, whatever kind of initial goal of protecting the animals may have been there, everyone kind of gets so wrapped up in their own like interpersonal human battles that the
Yeah.
animals kind of fall
And
into the
ego.
background. Yeah, ego.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
animals really fade into the background, and that's kind of the like I'm not really an animal rights person, but it's still like you kind of can't help but feel for these cats that are just getting
Yeah.
kind of used to fight these weird private wars.
Yeah,
Big
and it's
time.
that's what the quote was that I can't remember that girl's name, but she was probably like the
Seth?
fucking like most level-headed person in that
Oh,
whole
for sure.
documentary.
Yeah, it was Seth.
And she's like, for all these people who claim to be such animal lovers, like, who won here?
Yeah.
Not any of the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a single animal benefited from any of this.
I don't think anyone on that show fucking benefited.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those guys made a lot of money. I mean, Joe Exotic seemed to make a lot of money. Carol Baskin sure fucking made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Doc Antle sure made a lot
Doc
of money.
Antle.
Yeah.
That guy was an interesting guy too. Holy shit.
I really want to read more on like just him.
Yeah.
Like that guy is so fucking interesting.
He was super interesting.
That guy. Fuck, I don't want to go into it. 'Cause
Cult.
Yeah. I don't want to go too much into it, but yes, like
Yeah.
that guy ran
He's
a fucking
basically the
cult.
Charles Manson of big cats.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I was about to say, well, nobody died, but we don't actually know about the cats. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
at any rate, it's fucking worth a watch. We watched
For sure.
the first 4 episodes in one night because we were just like so brought into it immediately.
Yeah, we were gonna watch like one, and then was like another one.
It was like,
Yup.
it's 11:30. We got one more.
I don't think I've been this like pulled into a new show this quickly since the first season of Stranger Things.
Wow, interesting. I feel like, well, I haven't been this pulled into a documentary since Making a Murder, which was the first big Netflix documentary,
Yeah.
which is really a lot different vibes. This was a lot more fun than that
Yes.
one was.
Yeah, there's definitely like dark elements to this for sure. I mean,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
murder,
But it's also hilarious
it's
at
so
times.
funny.
Dude, Joe Exotic is so funny. He also, this guy, he's so ridiculous, and a lot of the documentary is just following him as a character. And one of the things he does in his free time when he's not running his own freelance zoo is he likes to make music videos. And
Country
writes,
music.
like, country music videos. It's so hilarious. And he's just like gay and over the top and ridiculous, and he's like always shooting guns and smoking meth and doing all kinds of shit.
Okay, he doesn't smoke meth in the show.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Now it was kind of like at the end they're like, by the way, he was on meth a lot.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what? That checks out.
Yeah.
I'm gay as a $3 bill. I'm broke as shit. I think that might be while he's running for governor. That's
Yeah.
like,
right.
Yeah. Okay, it's a $3 bill.
That's part of why we kept getting like hooked, because you get to the end of the episode and you realize like, okay, they've given us every twist they possibly could, and then you get to the end of the episode and it's like, nope, there's another one.
yeah,
Yeah.
just wait.
Yep.
Wait,
So-
there's more. Yeah, no, it's great. It's very good. It's worth watching.
So good. So good.
It's so great. I could do like 10 more podcasts just talking about that show.
Yeah, seriously. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there is like a podcast out there now.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's purely based on like what's happening with Joe.
Do you think, and this doesn't give anything away because it kind of sets us up from the beginning, but do you think that Joe Exotic in prison knows what a phenomenon he's become in the last week?
He has to.
He's got to.
Because he's such an entertainment
Yeah.
focused person.
He was always very aware.
He always wanted to be in the spotlight. I'm sure the first thing they told him once this hit Netflix and everyone was blowing up Facebook about it is they were like, dude.
I'm
like-
sure someone showed him his YouTube video for I Saw a Tiger that has, or no, Here Kitty Kitty.
As what 1.5
1.5
As of
million
last
views
night.
now. As of last night.
Let's actually, I'm going
God,
to check that right
Let's see
now.
how much it went up overnight. You think
curious-
it hit 2 yet?
I bet it will by the end of this
I bet
week.
by the end of the week it'll be over 2 million. God, it's so funny.
Because some people are more patient than we are and maybe have been parsing it out like one episode a night. So, you know.
Wow. Went up 300,000, so we're at 1.8.
Whoa.
Wow, that's close.
Yeah.
Just from tonight to last night,
From
or today
last night.
last night. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
it was like 11 o'clock last night, I think, when I put it on.
God, so funny. It's
Ju-
just the best.
I'm just waiting for it to get on Spotify so I can add it to my March playlist.
Oh my god, I'm gonna put that on my snowboard. Where like it's gonna become my just playlist that I listen to, but like my snowboard / fun playlist. Cause
When you imaginary snowboard, just like I'm imaginary skiing.
yeah, when I play steep, or any snowboarding game.
Or whenever I'm imaginary owning a zoo. I do that a lot.
You think they wrote "We Bought a Zoo" after
Based on Joe Exotic. Yep. We bought a fucking zoo.
Fun for the whole family.
For your whole gay polygamous family.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh my God. I gotta say, Joe Exotic, he could pull some good looking young dudes though.
Yeah, which was weird.
He marries, not spoiler, but a part of the movie is he's married to 2 dudes at once who, by the way, neither of them are gay. He just
Yeah.
convinces them that they're gay now.
Like legit.
And the one
Well,
kid is only 19, but he was like 6'6" and like buff and good looking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Joe Exotic's like, I'm 52 years old and gay. Come be my husband. And he's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Sure. here's a new truck and weed.
But you can tell even just watching. I mean, Joe Exotic's personality, I could imagine getting like pulled in by
Oh
that.
yeah, he's a big personality for
He's
sure.
very endearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he means everything he says. And that's
Yeah.
why it's like he's such a weird, greasy dude, but like by the end of the documentary you're like, man, this Joe Exotic guy, what a great dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Right?
You like can't help it. He's so genuine.
Yes.
You know?
He has no filter, and he says things where you're like, oh my God, this would really not fly on 95% of college campuses today. But he is also just like, I don't know, you just like kind of want to hang out with him and
Yeah.
play with his tigers.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
Like I get like all the like the Carol Baskin angle that a lot of these things are bad, but like by the end of it, I'm like, I think he should have a zoo instead of you.
Yeah.
Like I trust him more.
Way
Like,
more.
The crazy fucking meth head with like shooting guns at people's feet for fun and shit. I trust him more than you.
Yeah, which is
Doesn't make any sense.
no.
That's
It's
because his heart
weird.
was in it, you know. And like a sad thing is that really like looking back at the end of the documentary, it kind of is a story about how like this guy was doing fine. He didn't really have any problems until somebody else came along and was like, I want to fuck you over.
Yeah.
But then because he has no filter, I mean, they were able to make an example of him because
Yes.
there are other people who, like Doc Antle, who are much more savvy about kind of playing the game and knowing what not to say. And
Yes.
the problem is that they provoked Joe, and so he responded in a way that made it really, really easy.
Well, he responded with like, fuck you, Carol Baskin, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and like taking videos of like
Yeah.
mannequins of her and him shooting it in the head and all kinds of crazy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Some of it was really funny. Do you remember when he posted the picture of that? What's that fish? That weird like
Oh,
mushy.
the dorkfish or the
Oh,
I know
Yeah.
it's Bill Engvall, but yeah, like the
And he's like,
The
it's
dope
like
fish or
it's like
whatever.
like you could have a crotch like Carol Baskin.
a blobfish. That's what it is.
Oh, is it a
Yeah.
A
blobfish?
blobfish. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's so
I think
funny.
it's ugly as shit.
hmm
Oh man.
Anywho, well, I guess I don't want to talk more about it just
Yeah.
because some people probably
Whoa.
haven't seen it yet.
I
but
think we did a pretty good job though, not giving too much away.
we skimmed around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there's-
like I said, it's fucking worth the
It's
watch.
so
for
worth
sure.
it.
That was
Oh my god, that was such a good documentary. But
Mhm.
what else have we been doing in quarantine land?
fucking playing Nintendo. We're playing my
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch, just cranking Zelda.
Unfortunately, Steamboat Comedy has kind of been at a standstill.
Yeah.
We did our last show with Corey and all them when they came up, and that was right before the shit hit the fan. But it was enough that we did a show on Thursday, and there was about 80 people there, and then we did Thursday, and then the next day, Friday, we did another show at Schmiggity's, and there was about 16 people there.
Yeah.
And that's I think I sold 19 tickets to that show.
I mean, that was right at the beginning of all
Yeah.
It was really
the
weird.
hysteria around here.
Yeah, and I thought Corey was kind of like, "Sorry, I'm not a bigger draw," and I was like, "Dude, this is not your fault."
No, and it wasn't like
Right? We sold out show with like, fucking us as the headliners.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like it's
Normally,
not him.
people are looking for stuff to do in this town, but on
Yeah.
that particular night, everyone is probably just like, "Nope, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to figure out what's going on."
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
It was right when like it was starting to peak here. You know,
Although surprisingly, Thursday had a really good turnout.
Thursday had a great turnout at
Like-
the Whiskey Company. Shout out Whiskey Company.
Yeah, the This Is Not Happening show had a great turn. I was really surprised because when it started, it was fucking empty, and I was like, God damn it, it's gonna be another one of these. And then like,
About halfway through, it was packed.
dude, when I went up, it was
Yeah,
And
you
I
were
went
like
up
third.
third.
Yeah.
It was like pretty packed.
Mhm.
I was surprised.
Yeah, and that show had some ups and downs. We the whole like let's tell stories instead of telling jokes. Some people took to it well. Jared did a very good job. Jared had a great story.
Thank you.
But I mean, some other people kind of didn't know when to stop and didn't
Well-
know how to sprinkle in the funny. And
Not even that. It was just like there was a few people that told a story but then did jokes, and I
Yeah.
was like, it's a storytelling show.
yeah, I kind of noticed that too. It's kind of like you're just doing your bits.
Yeah, I was like, it's not the same thing.
Which is like, yeah, I was like, it's not the same thing, but also I was kind of like, if you're gonna be up there, do whatever you want to do to an extent.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's a few different things, and also like the crowd was kind of rowdy, it was just an interesting time. It's one of these things, like the whole point of this podcast is you can vicariously through us see what it's like to figure this shit out like on the fly. You know, that was the first time we'd ever done a show like that.
Yes.
Like I had kind of been like, you guys try to keep your story within this time range, and then I didn't really monitor it, which was a big mistake because some people did 3 minutes and other people did 20 minutes.
Yeah.
There were some people that I needed to be like, you need to stop. No.
Like, yeah, come on, get the hook.
Yeah. Wrap it up. But I mean, yeah, that's the growing pains of a young growing comedy scene.
Yeah.
I wonder. I mean, so because I've been, hanging out, bouncing ideas off of these guys, even though I do not do comedy. Good Lord. But I mean, we've been trying to talk about like what are ways to kind of keep the comedy energy going, even when no one can actually go to shows or do shows. And I wonder if one thing you could do is like try to practice getting storytelling more tight. Because I think that's something you could, like, I don't know, it's not really a good format necessarily to try to do like an online, like a virtual open mic, but maybe like a more virtual storytelling type thing could work where it's like, okay, you literally have like 7 minutes. And if you go over 7 minutes, your video cuts out. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's like what Caitlin, what she like, and I don't know how to say it, promoted to us, I guess. Like the
shout out to Caitlin Cook, good friend of the show.
Yes, thank you for telling us that was happening too. It gave us something really fun to do on a Tuesday night. But like, yeah,
there's another one this Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm down to watch it for sure.
So yeah, could you explain what?
Yeah. So it's like they're doing comedy, but they're doing it on Twitch. And essentially, it's just these comedians doing their set and having fun with it. And it's cool, too, because you get to see their banter in between. That's what I really like about it is, like, you can see, like, I don't know, just how much joy other comedians get from watching their friends or just comedians.
Right.
Like, watching other people in your job doing their thing.
And it is interesting, too, because they're just gone from their house and they're not in front of a crowd. And you can see these guys that are like, pros and things a little more accomplished and a little more used to bigger rooms, and they're just talking into their computer and they're like, wow, this is really awkward for me, but I'm going to do it anyways, Kind of you can see a little vulnerability and you can relate a little bit more,
Yeah. Like, I think Caitlin did really good. I mean, because she's been throwing up those songs on Instagram every day, which are like, I don't know about you guys, but keep me going.
They're
just
so
something
good.
Funny. It's new. Sean is just a conversationalist in general, so I don't think it really affected him. And then Shane,
shout out to our friend Sean Patton.
Yeah,
friend of the show.
Sean, what's going on?
From episode 21.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think.
It's the one that's called Sean Patton is Here.
Yes. There was another guy. I don't know if you guys saw him or not, but he was also singing songs, like an Asian dude. That guy was fucking hilarious. Nice. I need to figure it. Dylan Adler or something like that, or I don't know. He was really funny though. But yeah, that's such a cool concept. It wouldn't be a bad idea if we like got something going like that for us.
Yeah. And that's something stay tuned. We're going to keep it on our social media and such, but I would like to at some point in the near future. If it wasn't illegal to have more than 5 people at a place, we could just do a garage sesh, but
well, no, but we can do what they do. They just use Zoom.
Yeah, we could use something like that.
They use Zoom and then they just cast it on Twitch, which I think is pretty easy to do. And I don't know if you have to pay money though for Twitch or not.
Well, we can see. We can look into it.
Yeah,
might be worth it.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, I haven't really spent any money except for those fucking piercing needles I bought for no reason. I won't get for a month and a half.
I feel like everyone is spending like random money because it's kind of like, what? And then you are going to realize in a month that you didn't need to buy that thing you bought. But
yeah. Like I keep looking at Anaheim Mighty Duck jerseys from the 90s.
Exactly.
I really want one.
We watched D2 and Jared went down the rabbit hole.
Yep. The duck hole.
The duck hole.
I went down the duck hole.
Sounds dirty for some reason.
Going down the duck hole.
What would a duck hole be?
Aren't they like other birds where they just have one hole that they like piss and shit and do everything out of? It's like a multi-use hole.
Oh, I was thinking of like going down the duck hole like a rabbit hole, like where you would live. But yeah, you could talk about their peeing, shitting orifice.
Yeah, I was just kind of mashing it all together,
Yeah.
Don't ducks
much like
have
they do in the duck hole.
Don't ducks have corkscrew dicks?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they have like
Yeah.
barbed corkscrew.
Yeah,
dicks.
it's fucking weird.
Yep.
Yeah, like no, there's no
Mhm.
such thing as consensual duck sex.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's kind of like cats. Cats are the same way.
Yep.
It's pretty
What?
gross. Yeah, cats like they have barbed dicks, and they can't get pregnant unless like blood mixes with the semen.
Ugh.
It's really gross. Super
I
gross.
did not know that.
Yeah,
Another reason to not like cats,
dude, fuck cats.
except big cats. Sorry, just to
I'm cool.
Tigers.
I saw a tiger.
No, I like a cat as long as the personality of the cat is cool. Like cats are, I think, have a lot
like
more.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Or,
That's
like-
one cool
or a
cat.
Frank.
Oh.
Jared, what about your favorite Disney movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because
They have to be an Arista. Cat.
they have badass fucking. See what I'm saying here? The personalities in that movie are so good.
Wait,
Who
the
do-
catanalities?
Yes. The cat. That one took me a second. I just said
That
yes
took me
to
a second
agree.
too.
Yeah, but like, who doesn't want to be Thomas O'Malley?
What's the name of that guy? We looked it up. Remember, it's like Phil something.
Phil Harris? Or no?
Rest in peace, Phil. Whatever his last name
Who's
is.
Phil Harris? Is that his name? Oh.
Are we gonna?
I'll
we
look
can-
it up. I'll look it up.
Well,
But
I
yeah.
got,
Explain who this
the
is.
the greatest voice actor of all time. He's the voice of Baloo in the animated Disney Jungle Book, and then he just does. They do 3 in a row. It's the Jungle Book. He's Baloo,
Yep.
and then he's
O'Malley the Alley Cat.
O'Malley the Alley Cat in Aristocats, and then finishes it up as Little John
Yes, that's right, Little John. That's what it
in
was.
Robin Hood, and he's
Yeah.
just he's the coolest dude ever.
You just.
It is Phil Harris.
It is Phil Harris.
Dude,
Okay, cool.
Phil
that's right.
Harris. Shout out to rest in peace, Phil Harris.
Yeah, hopefully this will get into his coffin.
Just stand above his grave and shout at it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then a cat's gonna pop out and bite our balls off or something.
Oh boy, or a bear.
Oof. I'm gonna go with the cat. Yeah.
That'd probably be more
A
enjoyable.
bear's eating a pelvis, not just a set of balls.
Yeah, he's gonna eat the whole thing.
Yeah, just taking it.
Ugh. Anyways,
Yeah.
Phil Harris, great dude, great singer. The
Yeah.
Bare Necessities, sung by Phil Harris,
Mm-hmm.
the best.
And then, I mean, the song that he sings in Aristocats.
What is
He's just singing about himself.
Yeah.
Basically, he's just like,
like I'm fucking sweet. I'm a cat,
Thomas O'Malley, O'Malley the Alley Cat. Something like that.
but with his like super cool baritone voice.
Yes, dude. Smooth
It's like
butter.
the smoothest baritone voice.
It's like,
What's that? He sings a song about how like King Richard is a fucking douche in.
Not King Richard. King Richard's the good one. It's King John. Who's
It is John.
You
Yeah.
do not want to. King
you
Richard
know-
the Lionhearted. Oh,
Do you remember? Do you know why I remember it was John? Because in Robin Hood Men in Tights at the end, when
Mhm.
Richard comes, he names all the toilets John.
I could not tell you the last time I saw that.
That is
Robin
such
Hood
a
Men
good
in
movie.
Tights.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
fucking
so good.
classic.
That could be another one we could add to the quarantine movie list here.
That's
Super down.
What
Mel
movies-
Brooks, right?
Yep.
How many
Yeah.
movies have we put down quarantine time wise?
Not as many as I thought, to be honest.
Well,
But
Derek's been cranking them out.
I've been cranking movies.
You've been
for sure.
cranking them.
I'm saying as far as like the group,
Like
or
the
a
movie
group
night, because there's movies on all day in the background. I'm going back and I'm
Yeah.
still working from home, and I'll just like pop out and they'll be like, oh, another movie, and then I'll come back in, do some work, and there's another movie. But those feel like background movies from my outside observation. But in terms of like movie nights,
The fuck have we? Oh, 1917.
Oh, 1917 was so good.
That was fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Also, every time we get really grumpy about the fact that we're stuck inside, we've got to be like, okay, wait, remember, guys, it's not the trenches.
Yeah.
It's not the
Could be
trenches.
worse. You could stab your hand on barbed wire and then put it into a dead guy's chest.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Dude, that movie is intense.
Yep.
Soup's intense.
Soup's good.
Yeah.
Very
Mhm.
good.
Fucking what else have we watched?
Well, we watched Miracle while you were away.
What else did we watch?
Fuck, what did we?
My Cousin Vinny.
Oh yeah,
My
yeah.
Cousin Vinny. Yep.
Fucking love My Cousin Vinny.
It was my first time. Can't believe it. Great movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of like silly and cheesy, but at the same time has like really good parts in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, that was like, I think that's the funny part is they take Joe Pesci as he is and make him funny.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
And they're
Uh-huh.
like, cows just woke you up, Joe.
yeah,
How do you feel?
Go
You're like,
ahead.
Oh, you motherfucker.
yeah. He just plays like a character from Casino or Goodfellas, but he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
And Dude, that fucking screeching owl part. What the fuck was that?
He just goes outside and starts shooting.
Then I started blasting.
That is so good.
Always Sunny has been playing.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a lot of
Almost
It's
every
Always
day.
Sunny, a lot of Letterkenny. Of course, we've been watching
Yeah.
Letterkenny nonstop
Yeah.
for about 2 months now.
Yeah. I watched
Um,
Deadpool yesterday, and
Oh, we need to watch Deadpool too. You haven't seen it yet.
Not yet.
what
No.
the fuck
good
else
one.
did I watch yesterday? I watched another movie. I watched Deadpool, and I like just was super high and just laid in my bed and like was downloading.
We did
movies.
watch The Two Towers like one of the first days.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
We can do another full on. That's what we should do when we're playing Wisest Wizard. Is we should watch all of the Lord of the
Oh.
Rings movies.
You got that
Dude.
me too. But you have to watch the extended versions because I don't even really remember what the movies are like at their regular length anymore because I don't think I've seen them.
Well, what's on Netflix? Is it the Extendos?
Not the
No.
Extendos.
Well, we can
No.
just download the Extendos.
Yeah.
We did get. I mean, supposedly, allegedly, I downloaded 1917 on something similar to the Pirate Bay, and then we got an email from Time Warner that was like, "Yo, you can't do that."
It's fucking stealing.
Yeah, they're like, "Don't pirate movies, please."
Well,
And we're
don't
like,
make them
"Shit."
1999.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
It should have been
damn it.
1917, if anything.
That was terrible. Why do you do comedy?
Yeah, that was kind of weak.
Oh, come on.
Drink your beer.
Thank you.
Also, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna. When are we being wizards?
So, for those who don't know, there's a game.
Is it a game?
Oh, it's a game.
I mean, it's a game for yourself.
It's a race. It's an
It's kinda
alcoholic
like-
race.
It's kind of like an RPG, but real life
Yes.
because
Where
you're
you-
trying to
you-
become the top wizard.
I mean, you level up.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. Yeah.
So it's called the Wisest Wizard, and how it works is you drink a beer, and then you drink another beer, and then you duct tape the first beer to the second beer, and
And
then
on
you
and
drink
on.
another one, and you duct tape that to the other two beers, and you do that until you have a wizard staff of beers.
That is.
You know what it's kind of like? You know that song 99 Bottles of Beer on the Wall?
Yes.
It's kind of like that if you're going from 1 up rather than from 99 down.
Yeah.
It's like you take one down, add it to your
You
staff.
drink one down, add it to your staff.
Yes, drink one down, add it to your staff. 98 bottles of beer on the wall. But
Yes.
to become the wisest wizard, or to become wise,
Yes, to become
your staff has to be taller than you are.
as tall or taller.
Yes.
Wow,
So-
Kyle, you've got a huge advantage.
Got a pretty big advantage. I got about a 3 beer advantage on Jared.
Do you know how many beers it takes for you to be a wizard?
You know, by the time I get wise, I can't count.
It takes about 15 for me.
So
And
it
I'm
probably
6'1".
takes about 12 for me.
I'd say about 12.
12 or 13.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, yeah, the last time I was going wizard staff, I became wise, but my demise followed right after.
The demisest wizard.
Yes.
How tall is a beer can? I kind of want to like do the math right now,
I don't know. I'll tell you what you say that
just
is.
for people at home.
5 inches?
Where's is there a ruler?
I don't know. Do you have a fucking ruler?
I do. We're gonna here. I'll just cut this out. Oh wow, my knee just got stiff. Holy shit.
Yeah, it did. Oh, yeah, it did.
And we're holding?
And we're getting ready to
And
hold.
getting ready to hold. All right. I fucking love that movie so much.
So good. That movie is The Way, Way Back, for those of you who don't know all of our movie references.
Yes. Sam Rockwell kills it. Steve Carell plays a great douchebag.
I love Sam Rockwell.
What we got, bud?
All right, here, hold it.
Beer can.
Okay, so
I can't. even
we've
see it.
got a tape measure out. It looks like a beer can is.
It looks like 5.
Well.
It's about 4 7/8.
Here. So about 5. Let's just be real here.
It's between
It's just
4
just
and
below.
3/4 and 5.
It's just below 5 for a standard can, like say a standard Budweiser can.
Right. And so I am about
Let's just call it 5 to make it easy.
Yeah.
I'm about 66 inches tall. So do the math.
Is
12.
it 12?
Oh, that's 13.
So 13 beers, give or take.
13 would be a hair short. So I'd really, to be officially wise, I would need 14 beers.
Especially because it's a little less than 5 inches, so.
And then
And
you would be
6'1" is 72 inches, 6 feet, 73 inches.
7 inches more. So yeah, I'd be 1, maybe 2 more than that.
That doesn't seem right.
Well, you're 7
definitely-
inches taller than I am,
So
and a
you'd
beer
need,
can is almost 5.
Yeah, I know. But that I'm saying like last time I played, I feel like the number was. Oh yeah, okay, 15. Yeah,
So I would
maybe.
be 13.
Give or take 13. You'd be like 13, 14. I'd be like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of fucking beer.
that is a lot of beer.
The thing
It's not
too,
easy to get wise.
the thing with that game too is you can't rush into it. You cannot like you have to
You got to
can
pace.
you can powerhouse at the end, I feel like. Not at the beginning, because if you powerhouse too hard at the beginning, you just get tired.
Right.
And you can't nap.
No.
That is
It's not wise to nap.
no. A wizard doesn't sleep.
A wizard never sleeps.
No. That's why they're wise, because they collect all the extra information while you're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Ooh, buddy.
That tasted like the beer.
Oh, boy.
It's a nice freshly squeezed IPA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are drinking beers right now, even though it's 5 and
Yeah, it's
5
fine.
o'clock
4:30.
somewhere.
Yeah, whatever.
it's 4:30.
I was drinking a
somewhere.
beer at 10:30 in the morning yesterday. I don't care.
Hashtag quarantine life, baby.
I'm drinking coffee because
is-
it's coffee time, everyone. It's always coffee time in my world.
I was
so.
gonna say, I feel like you're just always drinking coffee.
Yep.
I can't
Mhm.
fucking do that.
I love coffee.
Well, so the thing is, I do love coffee, but the caffeine fucks me up.
Yeah.
My anxiety and shit, like it makes me too jittery, and then I start having a panic attack, and then I can't stop, and then I keep going, and I can't stop thinking, and I have to smoke weed, and then I'll slow down a little
Wow,
bit.
that's what happens to me when I smoke weed. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
hmm
I'm
But
also
I don't
like,
think drinking coffee would help me not be anxious after smoking weed. So
no, it'd probably make it
Yeah.
worse.
yeah.
When I drink too much coffee, I have to poop.
Well, yeah,
Well, yeah.
that's caffeine.
But that's like
Yeah.
partly a benefit, you know? It keeps you regular.
Oh, yeah.
It's a natural diuretic.
Mm-hmm. Like
Like
cranberry juice.
Yep.
Name that movie.
Departed.
Thank you.
Departed.
The Departed. Sorry.
Departed.
You can't pronounce the
Sorry.
The Departed.
The Departed.
R.
No,
The
it's
Departed.
It's Departed.
Ah.
The Departed.
I feel like we're in like a weird version of like My Fair Lady. Where we're trying to teach people how to pronounce things, but
Mhm.
I'm.
My
every-
fair fucking lady.
Ugh.
it's like backwards My Fair Lady.
Every time someone does a Boston accent, I fucking cringe on the inside.
That's fair.
Like,
Well, you don't like my Boston accent?
no.
I'm from Boston.
Oh, God. I'll never forget I remember exactly the first time you said that to me. We were all hammered somewhere. I don't know where we were, but I remember like the
I think
act.
we're at Kips.
We might have been at Kips, but I remember you like leaned your head way the fuck back, and you like kind of side eyed me. You're like, "I'm from Boston," and I was just like, "Fuck yeah!" And then everyone started doing it.
It was like
everyone
for
that was,
hours.
that was with us, like, "Fuck all of you guys."
Boston.
I was like,
From the Boston Harbor.
well, no. The worst part is if I just stopped getting mad about it,
It would have just
It
blown
would've just
over.
stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it
everyone would
goes.
have just.
I do feel like I've been like fake having a Boston accent ever since I saw the Smat Pack commercial because I just like think about it all the time
Oh, the
randomly.
Smart Pack.
That shit was fucking hilarious. Kendra sent me that.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah,
It was on during the Super Bowl.
It was.
yeah.
It was a
I was
Super Bowl
in
commercial.
Winter Park.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you didn't even watch
Mhm.
the Super Bowl.
I did, but not like that closely.
Yeah.
You're at like a bar or something.
No, I was fucking in a hotel room with.
You
like
watched the
three-
Super Bowl in a hotel room?
Yeah, dude, it was fucking Winter Park.
Yeah.
Should
The
have
hotel-
gone to a bar.
Well, no, we had a bunch of beer.
Oh.
Like,
Oh,
we-
Fair.
I'm pretty sure we bought beer on the company card, like 230s or something like that. But yeah,
oh, that was a company event.
yeah. It was the SIA.
What's that?
It's like the snowboarding on snow demo shit.
Hmm.
It's like a trade show, but on snow,
Right.
essentially.
Trade snow.
Trade snow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I watched that shit in a hotel room, and I did not see most of the
Commercials.
commercials. I was also playing euchre.
Great
And
game, but
my-
maybe not for during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well,
Euchre you can do during quarantine. Super Bowl you can't. So
I also won $10
Yeah.
on the Super Bowl.
That's good.
it's more than I won.
Wait, who? Kansas City won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I bet on Kansas City at the beginning of the game too, and like I remember in the third quarter something happened, and I was just like, I looked at the kid I bet with,
They were losing by like 10 at
Yeah.
one point.
and I was just like, "Dude, here's the fucking 10, like whatever." And then the end of the game came around, and he's like, well, here's $20.
And you're like, hey,
sick. I can buy more beer later. That was cool.
it's cool.
Anyways, yes.
Well, it's quarantine time. We're gonna go back. What are we gonna do tonight? What's on the quarantine agenda for tonight?
I might just get hammered.
That's about normal.
Yeah.
I might. Oh, damn it! I should have went to the liquor store when I was at the grocery store.
You fucked up.
Well, you could always go back. It's not like there's anything else to do.
Probably gonna go back and
Yeah.
get another 40.
Well, there's still one in the fridge that I haven't drank yet, and I haven't paid you for, so you can just have it.
Are you not gonna drink it? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, like how I was like, I think I'm gonna go get a 40, and then I cracked it up, and you're like, oh, you're drinking that now? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, you went to get it at like 10, and I was like, yeah, I'll take a 40, and then you just got home and cracked yours open, and I was like, oh, I didn't want to.
No, it was 1 in the afternoon. It was 1 in the afternoon,
No.
I think.
What is time anyway these days?
Time is a flat circle in quarantine.
I feel like it's just a standstill. I don't think it's a circle.
Oh.
I think it's just a fucking pinpoint.
It's a Mexican standoff between you and
The only thing that's
Well.
changing right now is the weather.
Yeah.
Like,
barely.
yeah.
It snows and is shitty one day, and then it doesn't snow and is shitty the next day.
No, it's nice and sunny, and all the snow melts, and then it snows again, and all the snow is back, and it's just like, I don't know, it's like a weird kind of Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it really is.
Kind of is.
Except now my sleep schedule is getting to the point where I don't wake up at 7 a.m. every day. Like today, I think I rolled out of bed at 10. It's like, finally, I slept in. Well, kind of.
Yeah, I slept till about 10 something today.
There's
Because I couldn't sleep, and I took a bunch of CBD in the middle of the night, and then I woke up and was like, why is it so hard to wake up at 10:30?
He aged 30 years, 50 years, I don't know.
Wait, does CBD make you that, like,
It's
lethargic, I guess?
it's
You take it in the middle of the night.
well, I mean, either way, like I take CBD because it helps me sleep if
Yeah.
I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And it works, but it's always like getting up and moving is way harder whenever I'm sleeping on CBD.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. I guess I smoke enough where, like, I'm just used to going to bed stoned as shit. Or, like, sometimes I'll even wake up in the middle of the night. I'll be up for, like, 5 minutes, and I'm like, I can just tell I'm going to be up forever. So I just take a huge rip off my, like, fucking pen. And I just pass out,
It's
like yeah, like, legit. It's not even that I get high. It's just, like, the high starts, and I'm like...
Steamboat Comedy, promoting healthy habits.
That's right, baby. Brought
Hey.
to you by
I'm just
weed.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Weed is my fucking savior.
It is really funny to me that they declared like weed stores an essential business under the stay-at-home order.
Yes.
Weed and liquor, which
Yep.
is a smart move because if not, there would have been some problems. I feel
Yeah,
like
there'd be a fucking purge situation on
there'd
our
be
hands.
a riot.
Yeah, you saw the toilet paper was bad.
Yeah, that is so fucking... I'm so happy Cam gave me that box of toilet paper in the fall. That's why, like... Did I show you that?
No.
Did you guys know about that?
No.
Oh, there's a box of toilet paper sitting in my bathroom. I
Like
think
a-
we still have like 12 rolls left.
Oh, really? I mean, we were lucky. We just happened to buy toilet paper, like a bunch of it, like 3 days before shit hit the fan.
Do you remember when we were at Walmart and they were bringing the toilet paper to the rack?
Yep.
And people were like,
Did you notice how many guys there were?
"Oh, it was like
There's like
armed
6 of
security."
Mhm.
There was 3 of them that were like putting the toilet paper away, and then there's 3 guys watching. And when I started laughing, one of the guys just like stone-faced me. I was like, What am I going to do? Beat the fuck out of everyone for toilet paper? No.
Yeah.
Like, calm down, dude.
Yep. Yeah, but we got it in time, so we were good.
The old poopy paper.
Old shit tickets.
Clean butts in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Clean butts in quarantine, baby.
Gross.
You're gross.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You were the one that earlier when I was like, do I smell? And you're like, more than usual? It's like, fuck.
More
Like,
than
no.
usual.
Like, do I smell bad? And you're like, no. Like, now I'm curious. What do I just like always kind of smell?
You have your own smell. I mean, everyone has their own
Well, yeah.
smell. But I feel
You're
like
kind of like Linus from Peanuts.
you mean Pigpen?
Oh, I do mean Pigpen. You're kind of like Pigpen from Peanuts. There's just
The
like
cloud of dust.
I was
There's
gonna
just
say
like-
the one who's dirty as shit all the
there's
time.
stink waves coming off of you.
I don't think you're that
Sick.
bad. I think you just have like a particular smell that comes from just like kind of like hanging around, like sitting around.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then yes, I know what you mean.
Complacency, you stink.
Although I swear to God, my BO smells like Italian subs. I'm not kidding. I'm not fucking kidding.
I'll never order an Italian sub from Jimmy John's again.
I mean, why would you get it from Jimmy John's?
I don't know. That's the only time I have Italian subs. That's just the first thing I thought of.
No one makes a fucking Italian unless they're in New England.
Okay, I've had some pretty good Italian subs at other establishments.
I'm sure there's other places that make good ones, but it's rare. I'm very specific when it comes to subs.
I like that Jared has like really, really strong Massachusetts pride, and I have really, really strong North Carolina pride, and Kyle never mentions that he's from Ohio.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I'm
It's
from
not like we-
Cincinnati.
He's not from Cincinnati.
no,
He's
but-
from bumfuck nowhere, Ohio.
Kind of, yeah. I did live in Cincinnati.
What do you mean,
at one point.
kinda? I've driven through where you're from. It was the middle of... All I could see from the highway is a fucking football stadium.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That was it.
Yeah, there's really nothing when I grew up except like cornfields.
Where you grew up was what we're living now.
I was quarantined
There's
my
nothing.
entire life.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's nothing.
Yeah. Well, there's just Ohio's not like known for anything specific.
I mean, it's known for Cleveland being shitty.
Okay, I like Cleveland. I like Ohio. I went to college in Ohio. I think Ohio is a great state.
It's a great state. It is a good place to live and be and stuff, but it's also not like people aren't like, "Oh, you're from Ohio?" Blank.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
You know,
That's
Yeah.
true.
They're like, wow.
like give me like.
Do you
oh.
watch football? I don't.
It's there's football.
There was LeBron James. Oh, excuse me, LeBron James.
LeBron was there.
Mm-hmm.
He was still from there. He was born there.
Oh, he's from Ohio?
Yeah, he was born
Mhm.
outside of Akron.
Well, I don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
I think so. I say this a lot, but never on a podcast. So I'm gonna say it now. I feel like Midwesterners are just really great people. But the best Midwesterners are the Midwesterners you meet who have left the Midwest.
yes.
So it's like I know a lot of really awesome people from Michigan and Ohio and Minnesota, but they no longer live in those states. They live in North Carolina and Colorado
Yeah.
and
Good
Montana.
place to grow up. Good place to leave.
The one that's funny for me though is Michiganders specifically. They'll talk about how awesome Michigan is, like
I
it's
bet-
the greatest place ever, and then I go, yeah, so good you fucking left, right?
Yeah,
Like, I get it, and like I'll do
it
that.
is. Michigan is a fucking great state,
Yeah, dude,
but
I love Detroit. That's
I-
like one
I
of my
like-
favorite cities.
I like here better. The UP is fucking great. That's where I went to college, and
Never
it's
made it to the UP.
amazing, dude. The UP is some untouched God's country.
I was gonna say it's
Land.
still like legit fucking nature up there for
Oh
sure.
yeah, dude. Like great, like beautiful woods that goes on forever.
I'm sure it's awesome on the lake too.
Oh, the lake is amazing. Lake
Yeah.
Superior is the fucking best,
Yeah.
especially.
I'd love to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe we'll have to road trip back to Marquette
I
since
mean,
our trip to Spain got 86th.
yeah.
Yeah.
Marquette, Spain, they're exactly the same.
Very similar.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah. Marquette,
I mean, Hemingway wrote about both northern Michigan and northern Spain, so
same thing.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's a guy that's taking a shit in the UP and in Spain.
okay. Well,
So
yeah.
it's-
Ipso facto, the same.
I'm just saying, there's like good literature about both places and about
Yeah,
the
no.
nature and the fishing in both places. So
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm making connections here, people.
Great
my
fishing
job.
in Quebec.
Quebec.
Quebec. Anywho.
I was gonna say we can't get into it.
Nope.
Right
Well,
How long have we been rolling?
we're pushing about 50 minutes here, bud.
Yeah.
Could probably wrap her up.
Yeah.
You guys got any parting words? Enjoy your quarantine.
Yeah.
Hope you're surviving.
Hashtag free Joe Exotic.
Hashtag free Joe Exotic. Watch Tiger King. Message us at Steamboat Comedy.
Yeah.
Let
Send
us
me
know what you
a
think.
send me a friend request on Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Hareth Moral. I'll play some GTA 5 with you.
Also, if any of you got a suggestion on something we can podcast about, send it our way.
Yeah.
You can email me at steamboatcomedy@gmail.com or hit us up on the social medias, little DMs. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We got nothing but time. We're gonna start putting out some content. I think at some point we got to get a few ducks in a row. But yeah, I think
Hopefully-
Duck holes in a row?
a couple utility duck holes in a row.
Hopefully, I'll start recording some episodes of a podcast I want to do.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Jared
Hopefully.
wants to do his own solo podcast, which we will promote here. But we're
Yeah,
figuring that one out.
we'll figure that one out. Hopefully, it's on the horizon.
Yeah, so we got some things coming your way. We'll try to keep you entertained. It's been a little bit of delay here while we're figuring some stuff out, but there'll be more coming your way soon. Stay tuned at all the Steamboat Comedy social medias and whatnot, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sweet. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being
Thanks for joining us, sweet Sarah Jane.
I got nowhere else to be. We are not sitting 6 feet apart, by the way, because we live in the same house.
Yeah, well, we bang.
Not Jared.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was talking to Jared.
Oh. Right. That's also what they do when I'm at work.
Yeah.
Work.
Shh.
Yeah, quotes.
I'm as gay as a $3 bill, and I own 227 tigers.
And I'm broke as shit.
And I'm broke as shit. Bunch of people trying to pass laws as to whether or not I can own a fucking tiger. All right.
Oh, man.
Thank you very much. Stay safe.